Hi, my name's Reeves and I'm your Lexis rep here at Boston College. Today we're going to go over the very basics of using Lexis. We'll start with the basic layout and then move on how to retrieve a case and a statute. From there we'll go over how to run a basic natural language search, the anatomy of a case, and I'll show you some other really useful features such as annotating and folders, which can help save you time when doing your legal research. So without further ado, let's get going. Before we can go over the basic layout, you'll need to log in. To log into Lexis Advanced, go to www.lexisnexis.com/law school. From here, you'll get the login page. Go ahead and type in your ID and password to log in. A quick trick, if you click Remember Me on your personal computer, it will always remember you and it will automatically sign you in. When you get to the landing page, you're going to want to go to Lexis Advance. Let's talk about the layout of Lexis Advance. From the get-go, you're going to recognize the layout. The search bar in the middle is very similar to Google. You can run a variety of searches, including natural language and a term and connector search, which we'll talk about shortly. However, there are some really helpful links directly below the search box. Your history and your folders are two of the things that you will use most when doing legal research. Your history is recorded for 90 days. So, for example, if you ran a search last Friday and you want to rerun that search on Monday when you continue your research, just click on the search and it will open it up. Similarly, you can save information to folders, which we will go over in a little bit. Once you save a document to a folder, it's there forever, meaning it will be there as long as you keep it. If you scroll to the top, there's some other helpful features that I wanted to point out. Your history is always with you and it's in the drop down. This is a very fast and effective way to get back to your search results. In the More drop down box, you will get folders. If at any point while you are researching you want to access your folders, this is a very helpful and quick way to get to your folders. If you ever want to get back to the law school homepage, or you want to get back to the landing page that we're on right now, you can simply click Lexis Advanced Research and it will take you back to this page. The fastest way to retrieve a case is to simply type in the case citation. Notice I've left spaces out and I did not capitalize the reporter. You can if you want to, but you don't have to put it in proper Blue Book format. So long as it's in the correct order, Lexis Advanced will pull your case. I like to think of the citation as the case's address. If you were in Google and you were looking for a very specific store, let's say Target or Stop and Shop, you would type in that address and it would immediately map you to that specific location. Similarly, that's what you would want to do in Lexis Advance. You would type in the volume, the reporter, and the page number, and it will immediately retrieve the proper case. If you were to go into Google and type in Target or Stop and Shop, it's not going to immediately pull up the exact store location that you're looking for. If we were to go in here and type Parks v. LaFace Records, Lexis Advance will pull up all of the Parks v. LaFace records. You would have to then go in and choose exactly which case you wanted. So my best tip is if you know the citation, just type it in and it will automatically open you up to that specific case. Now let's talk about statutes. Similar to a case, if you know the exact citation of your statute, simply type it in. And Lexis Advance will retrieve your statute. There will be times where you don't know the name of the case or you don't have the case citation and you need to run a general search. Some tips for you. Just type in what you know. So for example, if you were looking for the case that was about Rosa Parks suing Outkast because they used her name in a song, just type in Rosa Parks Outkast song. Put in what you know and hit search. Similar to shopping on Amazon, your departments are located on the left-hand side of the screen. So for example, if you wanted to shop for secondary materials that are talking about Rosa Parks suing Outkast, simply click Secondary Materials. If you wanted cases, you can click Cases. And here you can see the case we were looking at previously. Some best practices for you when you're running a basic natural language search. Avoid one word or one phrase searches because it probably isn't going to pull up what you're looking for. So for example, if we typed in intentional infliction of emotional distress, chances of that pulling up a case that is exactly fits our fact pattern is pretty slim. Instead, what I'd recommend that you do is include other information. So for example, what are you suing under? Are you suing under IIED? Who's the party involved? Is it a mother? Is it a child? What happened? Was it a car wreck? Type in what you know and run your search. Here's the basic layout of a case. The symbol next to the title of the case is a shepherd symbol. We're going to go over that in the next class. Next, you get the case citation. From here, you get the reporters. If you wanted to change reporters, simply click on the reporter and the page numbers in the opinion will update. Directly to the right, you get a snapshot of the shepherds. We're going to go over shepherds in the next training. Scrolling down, you'll get to the case summaries. Case summaries are editorial material put there by Lexis to save you time. It's essentially a brief of the case. It's composed of 3 parts: the procedural posture, the overview, and then the outcome. The procedural posture is the civil procedural material. How did it get to the court? The overview are the main facts in the rule of law, and then the outcome tells you what exactly the court did. Use it to save yourself some time before reading the case in full. Directly below the case summaries are the headnotes. The Lexis headnotes are exact sentences from the case. Here's what we've done. We've gone through the entirety of your case. We've copied all of the major sentences from your case and labeled them Headnote 1, Headnote 2, Headnote 3, and moved them to the top of the document. The most effective way to use them is to first, read the case summary. If the case summary seems like it's on point, move to the headnotes. Skim the headnotes. If there are any sentences that stick out that seem particularly relevant, jump to that section before determining whether to read the case in full. The quickest way to navigate around the document is to use the Jump To function located at the top of the screen. Simply click Jump To and then jump to the appropriate section. So for example, if you wanted to jump to the opinion, simply click Opinion and it will take you to the first page. Also, if you wanted to jump to a specific page number, simply type that in. So if you wanted to go to page 443, type it in and it will jump you straight to that page. Finally, some of my favorite time-saving tools. The first one, annotation. If you're reading through a case or a document, simply highlight the section where you'd like to make a note and click Annotate. From here, you can make yourself a note as well as color code it. Once you click Annotate, it will show up in the color you chose. If you put your mouse over the bubble, it will show you your annotations. These will print as footnotes when you print the document. Some other fantastic features that I think are really helpful is if you didn't know what page you were on, let's say you were right here and you didn't see that you were on page 442. What you can do is if you highlight the section you want to cite to, click Copy, and then from here, it will give you the citation, including the pinpoint. A little tip though, always double check the citation to make sure that it's in the correct format. Lastly, you may just want to highlight the document. So for example, if you just want to highlight something, you can click it and click Highlight and choose your color. Now that you've highlighted it, if you were to click off of this page, Lexis will say, wait, didn't you want to save this? And in fact, you may want to. If you want to save something into a folder, simply click Folders. You can choose a folder if you already have one. But let's say you needed to create one. Choose a folder, create new folder, title it, hit create. Maybe you make yourself a note about what this case is about, and then click Save. Whether an item is saved into a folder or you're simply looking at a results list, your delivery options are located at the top of the page. From here, you can print for free, you can download, you can email, or you can copy your information to a different folder. That brings us to a close. To recap, we went over the basic layout of Lexis Advance, retrieving cases and statutes, basic search techniques, the anatomy of a case, and some other useful features such as annotating and foldering. Thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you in your class.